From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight.
Hello and welcome. I am Olumide Macaulay. Tonight, the Nigerian Army recruits 5,890 soldiers as security forces kill 8 insurgents in Borno State. The Navy grapples with increased maritime crimes in the midst of critical challenges. Ahead of the 2015 elections, yet another political alliance emerges to challenge Nigeria's ruling party, the PDP. And Nelson Mandela's coffin arrives at his ancestral home in Kunu ahead of tomorrow's funeral.
And on Business News tonight, November headline inflation rate expected to drop as the National Bureau of Statistics prepares to release figures on Tuesday, December the 17th.
And on sports news tonight, Nigeria's beach soccer team inch closer to winning a third title at the 2013 Copa Lagos Beach Soccer Tournament.
Fantastic from Ibn Eku. No other word to describe it. He turned away from Mohamed Mata as if he wasn't there. It always seems to be room again. A great turn.
Thank you so much for joining us on the news at 10 tonight. The military says a renewed clash between the Boko Haram sect and security forces has left 8 terrorists dead in Borno State, Nigeria's northeast region. A statement issued by the spokesman of the 7th Division of the Nigerian Army in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, Colonel Mohammed Dole, says the clash, which lasted for 2 hours, occurred along the Maiduguri-Bamangwoza road of the state. According to the statement, 3 vehicles and 3 AK-47 rifles were burnt in the process, while scores of the insurgents fled with various degrees of injuries. The colonel adds that an increased offensive operation by the military has forced the terrorists to embark on forceful recruitment of youth and abduction of women from vulnerable villages into their folds. Fighting insecurity is always going to be a battle that engages brain and brawn, and the military in Nigeria is insisting that it will continue to increase its capacity to do so. In its bid to shore up its manpower, the Nigerian Army has injected 5,890 recruits into the force. During their passing out parade at the Nigerian Army Depot, Zaria, Kaduna State, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Azubike Ihejirika, told the new soldiers that the Boko Haram threat in the northeastern part of the country demands that the armed forces maintain a well-trained and disciplined force.
The death toll, damage to homes and structures, and the psychological and emotional trauma that comes with terror attacks is still one that the nation is grappling with. One key approach to tackling the problem is to have enough and sufficiently trained military force. As far as numbers go, the military believes it is stepping up its workforce. 5,890 soldiers have been recruited by the Nigerian Army Depot, Zaria, Kaduna State. This is the highest number to be recruited at once by the depot since its inception in 1924. The aim, according to the authorities, is to boost the manpower needs of the Nigerian military for both internal and external operations.
This huge number is a boost to the capacity of the Nigerian Army. But the impact may not be realized immediately because we still have to put them through various trainings. But it's important that we have taken this big step. In some few months to come, the impact of their recruitment will certainly be felt.
This synchronized steps and military attire catches the attention of many. But again, that's as far as aesthetics is concerned. When push comes to shove, these recruits will be faced by various degrees of firepower from the enemy. And so the question arises, do they have what it takes to hold their own when the time comes?
Thank you very much.
We encountered the enemy, we learned several lessons. A lot of training is ongoing, both in the intelligence aspect and other forms of counter-insurgency operations. It is through training, analysis of experiences gained from previous operations that we build the capacity.
The soldiers are also being asked to remain non-partisan and avoid utterances capable of dragging the image of the Nigerian army into disrepute, and to remain a tool for national integration and unity at all times. With this large number of soldiers being sent out to the field, they will complement efforts that are being made by those already in the field.
While the Army counts its gains in the fight against insurgency, the Navy is raising an alarm over the increase in maritime crime in the country. Though the Navy acknowledges the worrisome trend, its ability to respond adequately to it appears to be limited by various factors. At a session designed for junior officers on how to police the maritime environment at the Department of Maritime Warfare, Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji Kaduna, Rear Admiral Sami Alade, says that crime in territorial waters of the Gulf of Guinea has become sophisticated as the criminals keep devising various means to evade the law.
In Africa, while piracy in Somalia's Gulf of Aden is currently on the decline, it has spread to West Africa. Although most attacks in the region take place in Nigeria's Niger Delta region, there have also been attacks in Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Guinea, and Togo. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, pirate attacks off Nigeria's coast have jumped by a third this year as ships passing through West Africa's Gulf of Guinea, a major commodities route, have increasingly come under threat from gangs wanting to snatch cargoes and crews.
The report is specifically aimed at offering reasonable and
Junior and senior naval officers mull over this worrisome trend at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji Kaduna. One of the positives that the Navy is holding on to is the assurance of contributions from relevant agencies.
I do expect that valuable facts and suggestions will arise from this esteemed forum, and by drawing upon your wealth of experiences, views and insights, we may identify further ways of adding values to our policing efforts in the Nigerian maritime environment. The Nigerian Navy's cooperation with other maritime stakeholders, especially those here with us today, has helped in no small measures in curbing many of the threats in our maritime environment. The successes achieved so far through such collaboration should encourage us to proceed towards even greater efforts in the field of cooperation.
A unified effort by the Navy and other agencies are no doubt important in the fight against maritime crime, but the challenges that the Navy face are indeed enormous.
Poor communication infrastructure often affects command and control and makes timely response to crisis situations difficult. This has an adverse effect on cooperation as it limits the extent to which the agencies can assist each other. Nigerian Navy shipbuilders and most maritime-related agencies do not have a common network for collating analyzing, sharing, and storing intelligence. Consequently, vital information that would have been used to arrest crisis situations are not disseminated or assessed.
Illegal ship-to-ship transfer, siphoning of products from vessels operated by oil marketers, as well as pipeline vandalism are all means through which crude oil theft is perpetrated. Nigerian Navy Ship PRT1 has to a large extent monitored illegal bunkering activities through regular patrols and timely information provided by the Regional Maritime Awareness and Capability Center in Apapa. However, the Regional Maritime Awareness and Capability Center radar is limited to a range of 30 nautical miles, which covers only a fraction of the base's area of responsibility. This has made it difficult to detect illegal activities perpetrated by vessels beyond 30 nautical miles.
In 2010, there were at least 45 cases. 2011 witnessed 64 cases, and as at June this year, vessels had been attacked more than 32 times. Oil vessels, foreigners, their goods, money, and other valuables are targets.
In part 2, after the break, the ICPC elicits the cooperation of Nigerian youth in its anti-graft war. Please stay with us.